I've come to the town of Bridgend in South Wales, and this is the cemetery. My first visit here. As we come in, we can see the memorials stretching away for several hundred metres in front of us. Let's walk down one of the main paths. There's certainly a lot of memorials. We just pick this one at random. Annie Maud, daughter of James and Maria Griffiths, born October 1904 and died in October 1904. So she was just 4 days old. And then you have James, aged 53, and Maria, aged 60. One here with some iron railings remaining, although it's slipping to one side. On the curbstone I can see the surname of Davis. This one a little overgrown. Elizabeth Ann, known as Lily, beloved wife of William Davis, 1934. You can see the one next to it. Quite impossible to read that. It's a beautiful day for exploring a cemetery with the sun shining. Although it does give some problems with the video. I see we've got a lady in a white shroud on this memorial. Let's pop down here and have a look at that. Hands clasped together. And the name at the bottom here is Ettore Frenchi. So that will be presumably the Virgin Mary, presumably a Catholic grave. Against the hedgerow here are some relatively new memorials. Valerie Alice May Shute, that's 1999. David Davidson, Arthur Davidson. One there has fallen over. This one for George Edward Davidson has the compass and square of the Society of Freemasons. Nice clear inscriptions on these relatively modern stones. Brinley Evans. And it gives all the family relationships for Andrew Richard Evans. We've got father, son, brother, and he died tragically aged 34 in 2002. One there with the inscription on the front, William Morgan, and then Maud, his wife. That one's quite difficult to read. This one has the angel on the left hand side, cherished daughter, and she was around 2 months old when she died. John Arthur Bishmore, Dennis Horn, a sort of rustic looking cross for that one with no name. Very nicely kept, plenty of access to the graves. The grass is reasonably short. Seem to have got a bit of a shrub growing on this one. And then here, a very clear one in white. Franco Ricci, beloved husband of Miri, aged 40 and 74. Certainly sounds Italian. As always in these cemeteries, we come across a war headstone. There'll be quite a number in this graveyard when we get to the right section. This is Corporal W.J. Smith, the Royal Engineers. He died in 1921, aged 37. I'll make my way across to those at the back there because they have particularly clear inscriptions. Well, I see the left two have the same surname, Hegarty. The one on the right is for Godfrey Price Hurley, and that's a recent one, or relatively recent, 2019. Nice flowers on the front there. And the same design, very similar design, for Douglas Hegarty, 2020, and Simon K. Hegarty, who was an architect, 1999. Very peaceful, and with the sun shining, it's a lovely spot to be in. There's another CWGC headstone. This is D. James, Royal Artillery, 1942. And there's a little memorial in front of it, presumably for other members of the family, possibly his wife. A gentleman who just stopped to talk to me pointed out this one. This is Sergeant Ronald James Miller of the SAS, and he was killed in action in France in 1944, aged 21. I wandered up through the graveyard and come across another section. This is obviously where the recent graves are put, but another big area. I'll pick out any that look a bit interesting. Now this is not unexpected. David Crocombe has a rugby ball on the stone. The main game in Wales. I'm looking at one over here which seems to have a piano and a double bass, I would suspect, in memory of Annie Richards, aged 90 years. Now you may hear some machinery in the background. There is one of the caretakers cutting the grass. Unfortunately his machine doesn't seem to have a silencer or a muffler on it, so it is very noisy. I'm having to stay well away from that area while he's working. But it's all in a good cause. A new grave just there, just filled in. This one, memory of T.O. Ozzie Smith, beloved husband of Doreen and a devoted father, and then Doreen Smith beneath that. This one for Robert Ashong, has his electric guitar on the stone. I'm afraid we still have the machinery noise in the background. Flowers on this one. War grave to Warrant Officer P.G. Rogers of the Intelligence Corps, 1945, age 23. Let's see over here. Two of the war graves. This one is to Lance Sergeant S.R. Grono of the Welsh Regiment, 1918, age 26. And his wife has added beneath, the beloved husband of Winifred Grono. And if you just go across to the one behind, Private W.A. Francis, the Royal Irish Regiment, 1919, no age on that one. I noticed some headstones, war memorials on my right. This one is an unusual shape which usually signifies something different, but unfortunately the inscription is so worn I can't make it out. Next to it is a brand new stone. You can see the ground, it's only just been placed there. The stone is very white. And this is Private Podgar, Royal Welsh Fusiliers, 1919. If I move along to the left, there's another very new stone. And this is Guardsman W. Max, Grenadier Guards, 1919, aged 39 or 39, I think. And then across here is another older stone, just underneath the shade of this tree. But again, it really could do with a clean. The inscription is to Private J.P. Mason, 20th Hussars, 1920, aged 33, and it says "Gone but not forgotten." Beneath that is a wreath in silver and white. So somebody comes back here and remembers this grave. Well, I'm going to conclude this video at this point. It's a lovely spot when the sun is shining. It's not quite so easy to concentrate with that machinery noise. That is a very loud blower that the caretaker is using. Anyway, I do hope you got a good impression of the cemetery here at Bridgend. If you're in the town, do come up and have a look. Till the next time.